Hello again, and so I create more content for you to enjoy. This one is something that I have been trying to understand in the past 3 years since I started going away from progressivism, and something that everybody on the further right than myself seems to think they know, and yet I am going to attempt to undo the Gordian knot that is the merchant right. Now, the merchant right is a collection of individuals, most of them starting out in the year 2016, the greatest year of the decade, in which these people are new right, formerly alt-right, really never alt-right. They are like edgier than your standard boomer conservative, but not by much. They are the Trump supporter type. They are Proud Boy type. They are social media star type conservative. And what they want is your money. These are the people who are normally called grifters. However, I find the term merchant right to better apply to these people, because it's not that their opinions are only there to make money. It's that their tactics are there to only make money. They obviously are not leftists. They are not lying about their political beliefs. What they are lying about is that if you give them money, they will defend your rights. And this is not true. Not true at all. They are just there to make money off of you and feel some self-validation while doing it. Because I have 4 points to illustrate my position. The first point is something I've nearly just stated. They claim to defend free speech. Now, where does free speech start? I may disagree with you, but I will defend to the death your right to say your opinion. Paraphrasing Voltaire. Now, where does defending free speech end for the merchant right? Very simple. You talk to an unmentionable. You talk about an unmentionable topic. You even stand in a fucking photo near an unmentionable, and you are disavowed from the new right by merchant writers specifically. Now, who is a merchant writer that I will name, because this channel is about naming the opposition, not talking about them in a broad context way. They need to be named, they need to be shamed, and they need to go away. The big one, the big kahuna money maker right now is Gavin McInnes. Now, I'm going to do my points, but I just want to go through the names. So Gavin McInnes at the top. Milo is somewhere in there. I find him to be genuine and wanting to fight, but no one gives him a fair chance because he hangs around with the merchant right. Laura Loomer strikes me as a merchant right person. However, she appears to start to not want to be one anymore, because it's just ostracizing her from the quote-unquote establishment of conservatism, Inc. Mike Cernovich, I would call merchant right. However, again, he seems to want to reform, and I will give both him and Laura a chance at reforming. Jack Posobiec, merchant right. Ethan Van Piver has the potential to come out as merchant right this year. Who else? Oh, Mr. Big Ass Faggoty Egghead himself, Will Chamberlain, merchant right supreme. Dude, okay, so you want to know how gay this guy is? He blocks people on Twitter if they follow Nicholas J. Fuentes. He has a blockchain, like a leftist, like a progressive. It's kind of funny. It's also very cringe. Now, back to that. That is the unmentionable right there, Nicholas J. Fuentes. Why? Because he dares to flirt with unmentionable topics, and therefore it makes him an unmentionable. We have to get rid of him at CPAC. We have to ostracize him from the society. We need to make him Arthur Fleck accidentally. Oh shit, no, that backfired really fast. Anywho, so point one, yeah, defend free speech except for the unmentionables. Point two, your content is filtered through a paywall. This is Gavin McInnes' biggest sin. Biggest fucking sin right here. Because these merchant writers think that Google is trying to get them because, let's be fair, big tech makes everyone paranoid. They only do paywall content. They have no foresight to go on free speech tech. They have no presence on Gab. They have no presence on the Telegram. They have no presence on Minds. They are not dealing in crypto. They are not having a page on fucking Subscribestar. Why is this? Very simple. Because they don't believe in the new ways of making money. They think they'll disappear in like 5 years because they're old. They think they have experience. They do not. This is new territory. We are learning as we go. We will have the data in 10 years. Chill the fuck out. And yet, Gavin McInnes and Milo Yiannopoulos, allegedly, but Gavin McInnes definitely, convinced a 14-year-old girl named Soph, the unmentionable for the far left at the moment, the anti-Greta, to go post Soph's content on Gavin's paywall site, freespeech.tv. Why is this bad, you ask? Very simple. You're taking advantage of a child. You're taking advantage of a child who had her whole YouTube account deleted by Google maliciously and very hostile, like, because she said all the right things and was growing at an alarming rate that pissed off all the people at the top. So therefore she had to be showered. Remember that word, that's an unmentionable. With all that, Gavin approached her and told her, hey, I will help you make sure you get money so that you can go do whatever you want once you graduate high school. Or, whatever reason Soph wants money for her content. Probably as a reward for hard work. However, this is a crisis. Paywall content is boomer tier cringe. Soph might lose that very sharp edge she crafted as a YouTuber because her demographics now are just boomers. This is not conducive to a content creator, to be surrounded by people who pretend to know and really deep down might not know anything. So paywall content is point 2. Point 3 is victimhood. This is very important. This is what made Laura Loomer so cringy for the past 3 years. Laura Loomer, at every turn, would say, I am being victimized. This year, when she was exiled from all of social media, and I think PayPal as well, she went on Alex Jones. She cried like a scared little girl about being a victim, about I cannot be in polite society anymore. Woe is me. And these people do it all the time, and yet they're making money behind her back. Now, Laura Loomer is not the worst. In fact, I genuinely think she's trying to redeem herself. I've been reading her Telegram, and she doesn't act like that anymore. She's not there trying to make a scene, trying to draw attention to herself, do the woman thing. But one of her friends from 2017 certainly was. And this weirdo's name was Jovi Val. If you don't remember, Jovi Val was one of the first, Antifa victims that got pretty fucked up. And yet when he got all his money on a now deplatformed fundraising site, WeSearcher, he not only got the stitches he needed and the hospital treatment, but he also got plastic surgery to fix some of his shit up. And so did Laura. And it was weird. It didn't make sense to me at the time. But now it does. It's just a merchant right tactic. When I thought of doing this video, I was watching the Revenge of the Sis clip of them going after Gavin McInnes, who had a fucking retarded rant on his show with Milo that will be talked about in the fourth more. But they went over his victimhood while wearing a fucking $90,000 watch. Now, I stress this to my viewers. I stress this to anyone's viewers if I get to interact with them. Fucking do some research. Not on people, but on their appearance, because that will tell you everything. The reason why Milo is a broke bitch is because he's vain. It's like a shtick that he has to be the foppish gay, but also he's very conservative and also a troll. And, you know, this may be cognitive dissonance, but I still kind of like the guy. I still root for him. Gavin is done in my book. Fuck Gavin. And it's because of shit like that. It's because of shit like when his Quitting the Proud Boys video came out, and he did this dumb reverse mafia fucking thing of, I have to quit because my lawyer said if I quit, we don't look like a gang anymore. And yet, most of those guys are looking at really harsh prison sentences. Or, sorry, like only 3. But it was like 18 guys that were convicted. So yeah, somewhat a good success rate. 5 out of 6. But the issue is, he made a site. Defend Gavin. What was the purpose of Defend Gavin? Collect money to sue SPLC into the ground. Something that I think is great. Something that I think should be done. Fuck activist groups. Fuck NGOs. Get rid of them. Get rid of lobbyists. We don't need them. These people are a drain on society. And yet, it wasn't called Defend Proud Boys. It wasn't called Defund SPLC. It was called Defend Gavin. And why is this? Because once he made up enough money to get those Proud Boys with low sentences, get their lawyers paid, he fucked off. And now you see him with the $90,000 watch. And, you know, he lives in upstate New York with a fucking high-ass tax rate in a somewhat McMansion. And yet, this dude has the fucking balls, or the gumption, to go on his show, rant at a fucking random caller about how much I sacrifice while wearing a $90,000 watch. I mean, this isn't hypocrisy. This is just you being a fucking snake. And I'm done. I don't want to talk about Gavin anymore if I can help it. I don't like him. He's a fucking liar. He's a fucking freak. You know, he, like millennial woes, is just leading young men to slaughter. Over what? Over a fucking joke? Like, yeah, real fucking great shit, dude. What peak optics, bro. And so, the final point is manipulation. That whole video was manipulation. The Proud Boys video was manipulation. The Defund Gavin site is manipulation. And just recently, there was some kind of like dumb little event in Miami, a little IRL meetup, where there was a debate between Jacob Wool and Nicholas J. Fuentes. Again, like the whole spectrum of opinions in the new right. And Ali moderated. There was that Asian girl, Kathy Jew. She was debating a trad woman. Not a trad thought, a literal trad woman, like meaner than Wife with a Purpose, who is very nice. I like Wife with a Purpose. I think she should not be censored, but more on that some other day. and Steve Franson, who I am very confused by, but again, another day for that. With all that said, they all took a photo together, except for the lady, the trad woman that debated Kathy Zhu. And Ashley St. Clair was there, probably to hang out, quote unquote, have some time with Jacob Wool one-on-one. And this one photo gets Ashley St. Clair blacklisted from Turning Point USA, the king de la creme of merchant right economics, politics. You know, this is how we're going to get the youth to be fucking base neocon boomers. Oh yeah, Will Witt, I think, was there too, but he had, for some reason, had no backlash because he wasn't in that photo. But yeah, Ashley St. Clair gets let go from Turning Point USA. She gets lambasted by her now former boss / groomer, Will Chamberlain, the fucking biggest loser. And Ian Miles Chong, who I like a lot of his takes. Again, why are you hanging out with Will Chamberlain? That guy is a fucking drag. Or not a drag, I'm sorry. He's an anchor pulling you into Davy Jones' locker, making you irrelevant as the days go on, making you seem like you're not really honest, which is the truth. And as a result, there are a lot of people who are unifying around Ashley St. Clair. I don't like Ashley St. Clair. I don't like her. I think she is kind of fake. Based on that video where she said, you know, oh, why are we concerned with illegal immigration so much when some of us live in like the center of the country, or whatever it was. She's also not trad enough for conservatism. Maybe she might change over time, as women do once you have an actual child in front of you that you birthed. But the point is, they let her go like a runny ketogenic dump. And yet there were people within the new right that clamored around her. C.J. Pearson, the kid, conservative, was like, I am pulling all of my articles from Human Events I will no longer associate with Turning Point USA. This is garbage. Kathy Zhu is now like, fucking, I need more Groypers in my life. And I'm like, wow, based. She is radicalized. She does not play around anymore. And with all this merchant rightery, we see who the real people that are going to be the front line or the generals of the culture war in the political ring. I wish they were more woke on entertainment. I wish they realized that entertainment is the battleground to win. Because once you win that baby, politics is your fucking puppet to play with. Just look at the fucking far left, man. They own it. And it's gross and it sickens me. But here we are, stuck with the merchant writers. Stuck, and you know, I didn't even talk about Turning Point USA enough. It's just a fucking, you know, like a charity to create future boomers. Okay? It is not good for the movement called conservatism. It is Conservatism Inc. disguising itself as Trump's greatest ally when it is really just a bunch of boomer fucking mindsets running around, ruining what was gained in 2016. 2020 will be like 2012 for Obama. He'll get the win, but it will be like, where's the energy? This is low energy. This is a low energy Trump. And I want high energy Trump. I want him eating meat every day. I want him yelling on the White House lawn. I want him just pounding his chest. I want him to pretzel fold Melania when they have sex, okay? I want him to be as Chad as humanly possible. So that way, he doesn't just look strong during the election. He looks strong on the world stage. You know, every fucking president, when they have a second term, goes whole hog. And I want Trump to not only cook the hog, I want him to eat it in one bite. I want him to just fucking make the left lose it so that people realize that the left is literally ridden with every disease from AIDS to cancer to malaria to the Black Plague. Okay, we're getting to the end game of this commentary, and with the end game, I must state, the merchant right poisoned fucking Donald Trump. The Donald Trump of the campaign is not the Donald Trump that we see today. He is weakened. He is not the same man. And it frustrates me because every time you see Nick Fuentes being like, oh, today's a white pill for Trump, that's real Trump. And then when he's like, oh, every day's a black pill for Trump, it's not Trump. It's one of his fucking stooges, one of his cronies, one of his appointed advisors that for some reason is a fucking neocon. Like, is the conservative movement that paused? That they're all like borderline or actual neocons? You know, I don't advocate for assassination, but man, it would be really funny if the left wing on the plane Ben Shapiro flies in just disappears. Because Jesus Christ, I think talking about Ben Shapiro does not relate to the merchant right, but one day we will look back on his career and he used their tactics to promote neoconservatism, to promote Milton Friedman economics, to promote fucking globalism, to secure the existence of Israel and a future for its children or whatever. And again, the merchant right is just the conservative snake in the grass. It is taking people who are gullible, much like Tea Party boomers, and fucking draining them for every penny they got. So to the merchant right, all you eggheads, all you losers, all you snakes, tread lightly because you're not getting another fucking cent from me.